Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well today. In this video I'm going to share a very useful and interesting story about how to control your emotions, so watch the video until the end. Let's get started without further delay.
Once upon a time in a bustling village, there was a young woman named Elara who was known for her quick temper. She often found herself at odds with her neighbors and friends, losing her composure over the smallest inconveniences. Elara longed to control her emotions, but she didn't know where to start. One day, while wandering through the nearby forest to cool her mind, she stumbled upon an ancient tree with golden leaves that shimmered in the sunlight. Beneath the tree sat an old sage, who seemed to radiate calm and wisdom. Intrigued, Elara approached the sage and asked, "Wise one, how do you remain so calm and composed?" The sage smiled gently and replied, "To control your emotions, you must first understand them. Let me tell you a story. Once, there was a young prince named Aaron who struggled with anger and frustration. His kingdom once.
There was a young prince named Aaron who struggled with anger and frustration. His kingdom, although prosperous, was often troubled by his outbursts, which created tension among the courtiers and fear among the subjects. And his inability to control his temper made it difficult for him to govern effectively. One day, after a particularly explosive argument with his advisors, Aaron stormed out of the palace and rode into the forest to clear his mind. As he wandered deeper into the woods, he came upon a serene clearing where an ancient tree with golden leaves stood. Beneath the tree sat a wise old hermit, meditating in peaceful silence. Intrigued and desperate for answers, Aaron approached the hermit. "Wise one," he began, "how do you remain so calm and composed? I am tormented by my own emotions and it is tearing my kingdom apart." The hermit opened his eyes and smiled gently at the prince. "To control your emotions, you must first understand them," he said. "Let me share with you a story from my youth." The hermit began to recount his tale. "I was once like you, quick to anger and easily frustrated. My mentor, a sage much like myself, taught me 3 vital techniques to master my emotions. First, he said, you must learn to breathe. Deep, deliberate breaths can calm the mind and slow the racing heart. He demonstrated by taking a deep breath, holding it for a moment, and then exhaling slowly. Aaron mimicked the gesture, feeling a slight but noticeable calm wash over him. Second, continued the hermit, you must practice mindfulness. Be fully present in the moment, observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. This allows you to recognize when anger begins to rise and to address it before it takes control." Aaron closed his eyes and focused on his surroundings, the rustling of the leaves, the chirping of the birds, and the gentle breeze against his skin. For the first time in a long while, he felt a sense of peace. And finally, the hermit said, "You must cultivate compassion, both for yourself and others. Understand that everyone, including you, makes mistakes. By showing kindness, you can transform negative emotions into positive actions." The hermit's words resonated deeply with Aaron. He spent the next few days in the forest, practicing these techniques under the hermit's guidance. Slowly but surely, he began to feel a change within himself. When Aaron returned to his kingdom, he was a transformed man. His advisors and subjects noticed the difference immediately. He handled disputes with a calm demeanor, made decisions with a clear mind, and treated everyone with compassion. The kingdom flourished under his wise and gentle rule. As the sage finished his story, Elara felt a newfound sense of hope. "Thank you, wise one," she said. "I will practice these techniques and strive to be like Prince Aaron." With the sage's guidance, Elara began to incorporate deep breathing, mindfulness, and compassion into her daily life. It wasn't easy at first, old habits are hard to break, but she persevered. Gradually, she found herself more in control of her emotions, reacting to challenges with calmness and understanding. Elara's relationships with her neighbors and friends improved, and she became known not for her temper, but for her wisdom and kindness. The village thrived with her positive influence, and Elara lived a fulfilling and harmonious life. And so, the lesson was clear: by understanding and practicing emotional control, one could transform not only their own life but also the lives of those around them.